Hello, hello. It's Kat here. We're coming back to another Halloween craft because it's my favorite time of the year. This one you can do with things that you should have around the house, and remember, everything that I show you can be substituted for whatever floats your boat. Alright, so to get ready for this project, you need a couple of things. You'll need wire cutters and pliers. You'll need wire, your hot glue gun and extra hot glue at the ready, some parchment paper. While I used tinfoil in my video, I was kind of improvising and I was okay with how it turned out, but it's not a good idea to use tinfoil. The hot glue actually sticks to it. Whatever you're going to use to make your hair accessory, and hair clips or hair snaps, however you want to get it to stay in your hair. Now, I could not find my styrofoam head at the time, so I just improvised with the tinfoil again by shaping it onto my head. You can do this, but it's not going to work out so great. The first thing you're going to do is take your pliers and your wire, shape it as a support system for the hot glue to rest on. It'll help you be able to actually shape the hot glue when you need to, and to also offer support itself while you're making the project. So for step 2, we're going to follow the famous saying, do as I say, not as I do. Ignoring the tinfoil in the video, you can use your styrofoam head to shape your wire frame if you have one. Otherwise, something in a similar shape will work as well. What you're going to do is just make sure that your wire is how you want it laid out on top of the parchment paper that again is not in the video because I did it the wrong way. You want to do that, and then you get your handy dandy glue gun out and try not to burn yourself. So if you watched my other Halloween craft video, you might have heard me mentioning the issue of my glue yellowing. I actually switched glue sticks in the middle of this project because I ran out, and the glue behaved differently. For one, the newer glue actually came off the tinfoil rather easily. And as you can see later on, distinct difference in terms of yellowing and non-yellowing glue, and how it actually laid out. The older glue was a lot clumpier and left me with a not quite as crisp project, but I was doing this for fun and so that I could actually wear something Halloween-y that fit into my work dress code, so I wasn't being very picky on this. So now that you're done laying the hot glue over your wire frame, you can trim here and there if there's anything you need taken off or if you put too much glue in one spot. I needed to do this a lot because my glue was a mess. You might not need to do it as much, or you might not need to do it at all. Either way, once you have that looking how you want, you can move on to the next step, or if you used fancy hot glue that was already colored, you can skip this step too. I had this can of spray paint set aside for another project, but I decided that I wanted a white web, and unfortunately I did not have white spray paint, so I decided to use this one to try it out. I ended up not even liking it for the project I had it set aside for, so bonus there. I'm sure acrylic paint will work too, just don't forget to seal your paint. I've already been dealing with glitter flaking off of this one. By now you should be almost done with your project. Just use some more hot glue, or if you want to secure it with super glue or E6000, if you're just not certain about the hold, go for it. Whether you're using hair snaps or hair clips, either way, just attach them to good, secure, sound spots on whatever web structure or whatever shape you might be making. You don't want it to fall off. I put one at the front and the back because the sides have a good hold with the wire. You're on the last step now. If you've actually checked out some of my other videos, you'll know these tutorials are more for me and less about actually being completely instructional. That being said, you should do your finishing touches, and if you actually read the tip on this step, when I was making the thumbnail for the video, I put it on top of my hat to display it a little differently. And I realized this tutorial could just as easily be turned into some sort of hat accessory or like a hat pin, or even if you're really bold, some sort of jacket pin. The idea was originally going to be just a web that I could slide over a ponytail and my ponytail would hold it in place. But I wasn't confident that that would actually work because I move around a lot at my job and I wanted to stay in place and not get in the way. All of these tips are suggestions. Even the video is just a suggestion. As I mentioned before, if you want to make a pumpkin themed hat accessory, go for it. If you want to make a skeleton themed hair accessory, even better. If you make something based off of this tutorial, tag me on Instagram, I'd love to see it. Hey, you made it to the end. Thanks for watching my video. If you liked it, don't forget to click the thumbs up button. Or if you want to see more, click the subscribe button. And if you want to catch some sneak peeks on projects we're working on, you can find us on Tumblr or on Instagram. Thanks!